Your boss suddenly drops 40 pounds, walks into the Monday meeting with more confidence than a TED Talk speaker, and starts preaching about efficiency while sipping a black coffee like it's holy water. Meanwhile, your coworker is secretly starving on GLP-1 shots, forgetting what lunch even feels like, and can't decide whether they love the new energy or hate the constant nausea. Welcome to the wild new workplace battlefield, GLP-1 drugs and productivity. But the story doesn't end there. Because while offices are buzzing with weight loss glow-ups, there's a darker side. Who actually gets access to these miracle shots? Do the rich cut the line? Does race still play a role in medical access? And what about men versus women in this supposed equal opportunity weight loss revolution? Buckle up. Today we're pulling apart the love-hate saga of GLP-1 in the workplace and the class, race, and gender divides shaping this billion-dollar drug era. GLP-1 and the workplace productivity revolution. The miracle shot that shows up at the office. GLP-1 drugs like Ozempic, Wegovy, and Mounjaro aren't just slimming waistlines, they're rewriting office culture. Employers are noticing it. HR departments are whispering about it. Coworkers are side-eyeing it. Here's the basic setup. People on GLP-1 eat less, drink less, and often lose weight fast. That can mean more energy, sharper focus, and fewer sick days related to obesity-linked conditions. Translation: a potential productivity boost for companies. Some employers are even adding GLP-1 coverage to health insurance plans because they're betting on long-term savings. Fewer diabetes complications, fewer heart attacks, fewer days lost. In other words, fewer excuses for not grinding at work. But there's a twist, because while some workers feel sharper and healthier, others are literally running on fumes. The love side. Focused, energized, and present. On the love side, many employees claim GLP-1 has changed their work lives. No more post-lunch crashes. Clearer mental focus because they're not constantly thinking about snacks. More confidence in meetings, presentations, and networking. One manager described it like this. I used to be exhausted by 2 p.m. Now, I feel like I got promoted just by losing the weight. For industries obsessed with image, sales, consulting, corporate law, the GLP-1 effect can be career-changing. People look healthier, feel more capable, and in a shallow world, they get noticed. The hate side. Exhaustion, burnout, and quiet quitting. But here comes the hate side. GLP-1 doesn't just silence hunger. It can silence joy, stamina, and even basic energy. Some workers complain of constant fatigue. Others get nauseous in the middle of meetings. And let's not forget the awkward bathroom emergencies, when your boss is giving a quarterly report. Instead of becoming corporate superheroes, some employees end up drained, unable to perform, and ironically less productive than before. So while HR dreams of an army of slim, focused workers, the reality is messier. The workplace is splitting into thrivers and strugglers. Office politics, the new GLP-1 stigma. And then comes the office gossip. Did you hear Jessica's on Ozempic? Mark lost 50 pounds, must be the shots. I don't care if it's the drug, at least he finally stopped eating donuts. GLP-1 use is becoming a status marker inside companies. Some people admire it. Others resent it. A few even weaponize it. Oh, you only lost weight because of that shot. This creates a weird love-hate culture where productivity is tied not just to effort, but to biology, privilege, class, and race. Who gets the shot first? The price of access. Here's the brutal truth. GLP-1 drugs are expensive. We're talking $1,000 to $1,300 a month in the US if insurance doesn't cover it. And guess what? Insurance coverage is uneven. Big corporate jobs? You're more likely to get coverage. Low-income jobs? Good luck paying out of pocket. This means GLP-1 access is already divided along class lines. The wealthy zip ahead, losing weight faster, gaining workplace advantages, while lower-income workers get left behind. It's a medical revolution, but only if you can afford the ticket. Rich versus poor. A two-speed weight loss revolution. For the rich, GLP-1 is becoming as normal as having a Peloton. They get prescriptions through concierge doctors, health coaches, or private clinics. Some don't even blink at the cost. Meanwhile, Working-class families are making impossible choices. Pay rent or pay for Ozempic. Buy groceries or buy the shot that makes you eat fewer groceries. The irony is painful. GLP-1 promises to fix obesity, but the people who statistically suffer the most from obesity-related illnesses, those in lower income brackets, are the ones who can't afford it. Race and healthcare inequality. Now let's talk race. Studies show Black and Latino patients are less likely to be prescribed GLP-1, even when they meet the medical criteria. Part of this is about systemic bias. Doctors unconsciously assuming who will stick to treatment or who can afford it. Part of it is about insurance gaps, since minority populations are disproportionately underinsured. So while social media is full of wealthy, mostly white influencers showing off their GLP-1 transformations, entire communities are left out of the so-called miracle. This isn't just about vanity, it's about survival. GLP-1 drugs lower risks of diabetes and heart disease. Denying access isn't just unfair, it's life-threatening. Men versus women, the gender divide. Add gender into the mix, and things get even more complicated. Women are more likely to be judged harshly for weight. In the workplace, thinness is often tied to professionalism and likability. Men, meanwhile, can sometimes skate by with a dad bod, without career consequences. But here's the catch. Men are more likely to be prescribed GLP-1 for diabetes. Women are more likely to fight stigma when seeking it purely for weight loss. The result? Another imbalance. Women face more pressure to slim down, but men may have smoother access to the drug. The collision of productivity and privilege. The workplace divide becomes a social divide. Put all of this together, and what do we see? In offices where GLP-1 is common, productivity and image become new measuring sticks. But access isn't equal, so the people thriving are often the ones already holding privilege. Higher income, better insurance, better doctors. This creates a feedback loop. The privileged get healthier, more focused, and more employable. The disadvantaged get left behind. Resentment, stigma, and backlash. Don't think there isn't a backlash brewing. For every employee celebrating GLP-1, there's another rolling their eyes. Some argue it's cheating. Others resent the cost. And some fear it will widen health disparities even further. We may be heading toward a new form of discrimination. Not just weight discrimination, but GLP-1 discrimination. So, what do we make of this strange new world? On one hand, GLP-1 drugs are transforming lives, boosting productivity, and giving people health outcomes they never thought possible. On the other hand, they're reinforcing class divides, exposing racial inequities, and reshaping workplace culture in ways that feel uncomfortably unfair. The workplace of tomorrow might not just be divided by title or salary. It might also be divided by who can afford the shot. And that raises the million-dollar question. Are GLP-1s leveling the playing field, or building higher walls? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, because we've got way more untold stories about the GLP-1 revolution coming your way.